Okay, today we're refuting another social justice slam poem. This is going to be good. Is that a kid? Are those kids? Because college kids weren't manipulable enough and stupid enough, they had to turn to school kids to create their equivalent of Hitler Youth. Why am I not surprised? Why wouldn't racist authoritarians go and manipulate kids' minds while they're still malleable instead of when they reach young adulthood and at least have some critical thinking skills?
The next vote up is Royceman.
A white male Untermensch that's going to shit on himself because of his race and gender. It's beautiful in a very fucked up way. Hitler couldn't have dreamed of Jewish kids who would have shit on themselves for being Jewish.
My name is Royce, and my poem is titled White Boy Privilege. Dear women, I'm sorry.
What have you done to women to harm them? Nothing. You're a 14-year-old kid. If anything, the most important woman in your life, your mother in your life, should be apologizing to you for failing to arm you with the critical thinking necessary to dispel the lies that have fried your brain. This kid could have been a doctor. He could have cured cancer. Now, unless he wakes up, he'll spend the rest of his life as a self-hating loser.
Dear black people, I'm sorry.
You haven't done anything to harm black people.
Dear Asian Americans, dear Native Americans.
Are you really going to bring up Asian Americans? Really? They make the whole idea of privilege fall apart, as they don't have the mythical white privilege but are the wealthiest race in the U.S.
Dear immigrants who come here seeking a better life.
So immigrants come here to this majority white devil country to get a better life than their native non-white country. Fascinating. Tell me more how white people are Satan.
I'm sorry. Dear everyone who isn't a middle or upper class white boy, I'm sorry. I have started life at the top of a ladder while you were born on the first rung.
I want to be an engineer. You white? Yes. Here's your diploma. But I don't have to learn a lot of things first? Nah, you're white. That's totally how the world works.
I say now that I would change places with you in an instant, but if given the opportunity, would I? Probably not, because to be honest, being privileged is awesome.
Yay, you get the privilege of on yourself for your race and gender. Awesome.
I'm not saying that you and me on different rungs of the ladder is how I want it to stay. I'm not saying that any part of me has for a moment even liked it that way. I'm just saying that I love being privileged and I'm not ready to give that away.
I love being Jewish. Controlling the world and causing all the wars is awesome. See, Hitler couldn't even have dreamed this.
I love it because I can say and not one of you is attributing that to the fact that everyone with my skin color has a dirty mouth.
No, you can say because you're among social justice warriors who think that making a child say makes them somehow edgy, while being scared of simple words as cunt. Any other environment and you would have been grounded.
I love it because I don't have to spend an hour every morning putting on makeup to meet other people's standards.
No one has to. Girls get to choose what they do. They aren't brainless automatons, you little misogynist.
I love it because I can worry about what kind of food is on my plate instead of whether or not there will be food on my plate.
Yeah, no white people can go hungry. That's the magic of being white.
I love it because when I see a police officer, I see someone who's on my side.
Take a look at this fucking graph. There are more white people killed by police than black people. No, if a cop kills you, there won't even be a news story, since your death can't be used as race bait. You'll just be buried and forgotten while the cop has a nice paid vacation.
To be honest, I'm scared of what it would be like if I wasn't on the top rung, if the tables were turned and I didn't have my white boy privilege safety blanket to protect me.
Well, you'd be brainwashed into hating yourself and made to write a poem about how awful you are.
If I lived a life lit by what I lack, not what I have, if I lived a life in which when I failed, the world would say, told you so.
White kids too experience told you so moments when they try something ambitious. The only reason you haven't is that you're in a useless social justice elementary school where everything that has a pulse and doesn't question the propaganda gets an A+.
If I lived the life that you live. When I was born, I had a success story already written for me.
Everybody knows repeating a lie over and over and over again makes it truth. White people don't have to work to succeed. White people don't have to work to succeed. White people don't have to work to succeed.
You a pen and no paper. I've always felt that that's unfair, but I've never dared to speak up because I've been too scared.
No, don't lie, kid. You've been surrounded by this crap your whole life. Parroting takes as much bravery and rebelliousness as swearing the Pledge of Allegiance.
Well, now I realize that there's enough blankie to be shared. Everyone should have the privileges I have.
Everyone should be made to make poems about how much they hate themselves.
In fact, they should be rights instead. Everyone's story should be written, so all they have to do is get it read.
No, sorry, not everyone can have your education in the biggest quotation marks imaginable, where all you have to do is parrot lies. The world actually needs people that can get done.
Enough said! No, not enough said! It is embarrassing that we still live in a world in which we judge another person's character by the size of their paycheck, the color of their skin, or the type of chromosomes they have.
Kid, you spent an entire rant shitting on yourself for having the wrong skin color and being the wrong gender. You're a bigot. You don't get to take the rallying cry of individualists to cloak your bullshit.
It is embarrassing that we tell our kids that it is not their personality, but instead those same chromosomes that get to dictate what color clothes they wear, and how short they must cut their hair.
No, they don't. Grow out your hair. Look at all the everyone gives. You'll end up looking emo, but you already hate yourself, so that'll work out just fine.
But most of all, it is embarrassing that we deny this, that we
Yes, the worst sin in social justice is denying social justice. When your ideology can't stand on its own legs, you can't have dissent.
claim to live in an equal country in an equal world.
Yeah, we don't. For example, when taking an SAT, blacks get bonus points, while whites get points removed, while Asians get even more points removed. That's unequal, but not the same type of inequality that where you expect everybody to get the same results, regardless of how shitty they are, but the actual inequality where people actually get treated different because of their skin color.
We say that women can vote. Well, guess what? They can run a country, own a company, and throw a nasty curveball as well. We just don't give them the chance to.
We do. They just don't want to. Very few people do, in fact, want to be part of politics or run a company. These things come only after giving up a lot of things in life, and most people just don't want to give those things up.
I know it wasn't us 8th grade white boys who created this system, but we profit from it every day.
Yes, you're profiting so much. You're still on your hate rant against yourself.
We don't notice these privileges, though, because they don't come in the form of things we gain, but rather the lack of injustices that we endure. Because of my gender, I can watch any sport on TV and feel like that could be me one day.
No, you can do that because no one has taught you mathematics in this school of yours. The chance of you becoming an athlete good enough to show on TV are so small they're non-existent. And again, the lack of female athletes comes from choice. Most females choose not to watch sports, thus creating no market for female sports.
Because of my race, I can eat at a fancy restaurant without the waitstaff expecting me to steal the silverware. Thanks to my parents' salary, I go to a school that brings my dreams closer instead of pushing them away.
I wouldn't even wipe my ass with the diploma you'll get graduating at this place that teaches you this cancer. I wouldn't even hire you to scrub a toilet if you presented it to me.
Dear white boys, I'm not sorry. I don't care if you think the feminists are taking over the world or the Black Lives Matter movement has gotten a little too strong.
You're right. People aren't happy when a racist, sexist, authoritarian movement like feminism tries to take over. And you're right. They're absolutely not happy when a terrorist organization like Black Lives Matter tries to take over.
Because that's bullshit. I get that change can be scary, but equality shouldn't be.
Calling your racist, sexist, authoritarian organization equality is the most Orwellian thing I've ever heard.
Hey, white boys, it's time to act like a woman, to be strong and make a difference. It's time to let go of that fear.
We fight a life or death struggle against the powers of capitalism. Only complete faith in Yuri can protect you. Only total compliance will save the lives of you and your family. Empty your mind and submit to my will. The less you know, the better off you will be.
It's time to take that ladder and turn it into a bridge.
At the end, so as an entertainer, I toyed around and mocked this but this is both horrifying and disgusting. The greatest enemies of freedom in the West are using kids to fill their ranks and make the next generation fight the same fight as we do. We're already losing to them. Hate speech laws that are cropping up all over the West. Will the next generation fare any better?